first one I did was, I liked it because it was genuine. It was just me being honest, but I was also being very fidgety because I was like, walking around, like doing a bunch of like jumping and feeling like a doofus and all that. So this time I want to do, a bit more of a proper like walk-in so I can have like some cool shots. We are greeted by, this is a curious banner. I don't know where that's from. Huh. That's an unfamiliar banner to me. But we got Puppy House. Yay! And he's got a little, oh my god, wait. Is this a thing for a pet or a small person? Because they've got like big beds, right? They have full beds, and then they get up from the bed and then they eat these giant pieces of fruit and bananas. That's hella funny. This is one of those pet people who are like, oh yeah, my dog gets like a real legit bed, not just like a dog bed. They get like the real stuff. That's hella funny. And he gets his own like vat of like, unprocessed wine too. Dude, this dude lives it up. Absolutely. Okay, nice touch with having the tree that also lives off of wine. I like that. I love that. I know it's not intentional, but I love it anyway. Okay, so we enter like what feels like this pretty wide open space here, but it's already closed off a little bit with its own makeshift walls because we're immediately going into, well, we'll go into this bedroom later. I really like this. This is a really clever use of taking like kind of the rounded shape, which is what is being made here. But instead of just using like, a square, they're using the kind of curved table as a flower bed. And then they stuff some stuff in here. That's hella smart. Yeah, that's hella smart. And this kind of, it's not colored here, but it kind of gives off the illusion that, oh, this is like sand or something like that. So it's like one of those like dry gardens, which is really cool. But we walk in and we're immediately greeted too with like this very, very extensive kitchen. Huge kitchen. We got our wash basin. This is where we hang our weapons, or I guess it's supposed to be like, dish stuff, towels, what have you. Ooh, it's a little scale grindery thing. This I haven't seen. So I think I'd want to use this for like, I don't know, something for coffee as well. And then also we have like the cool barrel that's sunk in to make like a bowl or some sort of platform. And we got dirty dishes. That's hella smart. And it's a fountain. Oh, that's cool. That's smart. There's a little fountain in there. I can even see it like kind of sticking out there, which is like, this is who cares? This is the good part. And I believe this is just like the top of something else that's being used for the top of this lid here for these cups and whatnot. That's cool, man. That's cool. See, look, utensils. In World of Warcraft, these are forks and knives and stuff. You have like these little handles, but incredibly sharp, sharp cutting utensils. That's hella funny. We have a little bookshelf that's being used for like other things, and then of course more ingredients. Awesome. We got giant pizza oven, flanked by a large table. So this one happens to be just kind of like cut in half and then like just shoved in. And I believe, yeah, that's a part of this whole thing too. So this thing flows really well because I think this is a Valdrakken table as well, and it's well illuminated by the lights here on the side. Very cool. And then we have a really cool stove. So I think let's see, I'm trying to tell what's going on here. So it looks like there's like a brazier here, and then there's like I think it's the same thing as the wine barrels. So with the power of boiled grapes, we achieve intense heat. Awesome. Oh, I like the double table here. Yeah, I like the double table here because that makes it so like this can open up and leave room for the stove part. But also, it'd be one thing to like make it double wide like this, but then it would be kind of like, maybe it'd be awkward looking if they were to like make a big, like a big shelf and then like sink it in to make it seem like it's normal size, but then it wouldn't leave room for this either. So I think that's like I think that's an easier way to go about it. And then we got drinks. Awesome. Oh, they even added some extra drinks here too. Cool. Oh, that's even better. It's balanced on top of that golden spoon. That's pretty sweet. And now we have the master of the house, who's just staring at his two favorite buddies, Onyxia and her friend. Okay, there's a lot going on here, dude. A lot of these like set pieces that they put together. So we got like this empty shelf, but then they added like a whole bunch of like cups and other things, and there's all sorts of things we can add here: stuffed animals, little trophies, fancier cups, trophies, and what have you. And they're probably all stuffed in there, waiting to be let out. And then here we have like this other set piece that is, again, it's another table. I'm sorry, not a table, like an altar sort of thing. But then they just stuffed it full of like flowers and greenery to give it an entirely different vibe. This dragon head is huge. Part of me is like, okay, maybe it could be smaller, but then he's probably like, no, bigger. This thing's gotta be huge, which is hella funny. Let's see, this is a Val Shara kind of ceiling, I believe. And we got our sitting area. We're chilling, we're vibing. Wow, this thing is really filled out. And because over here, just out in the kind of open, we just got our bathtub. Cool. I believe some of these are separate pieces, but then it's also flanked with like with the greenery and stuff, complete with things to like enjoy while you're bathing. When you're done, you look at how majestic you are, and then you come out, probably naked, and then you lay down here with your rat. Good stuff. And so I believe this is just a one-room house. So this is the power of a one-room house. Can you tell me like what? I don't know if you're on. Like, what's your budget right now? Where are you at on your budget? And I do like that there's enough open space here. It doesn't feel like it's like too cramped. So now let's go into the bedroom. Let's go into the room where it happens. So here we got the loungy chair. Okay, this is cool. Here, yeah, I gotta show this off. Boop. Oh yeah, totally don't fit. I'm totally not the right size for this house. It's okay. But if anything, it just gives that look of, okay, this is where I chill. This is where I have my books. We got with plenty of greenery. This is really cool. This is really cool. Oh, and then here's like the reading light in the back and on the side too. Cool. Yeah, so I think it's hard to tell. I think this is an octagon room, a medium-sized octagonal room. So according to Rockkat, it's 734 is the budget that's being used. So this is a level 1. So this is a level 1 house with, I believe, but it's a level 2 house, but with a budget that's under a level 1, right? Oh, this is a cool lamp. So I think what they did here is they took this this Draenei looking lamp and they just flipped this dude upside down to create this space. This would be cool for like a nightlight. Yeah. So if it was possible, Blizz, to make it like darker in a certain room or whatnot, it'd be cool to have like this as like kind of like a side thing here as a nightlight. That'd be kind of cool. Oh, I love how this thing is in fact hanging up as opposed to being a rug. But that works. That works really cool. With some books, another vanity, another bookshelf that leads nowhere. Got him. That's cool. That's hella neat. I like this place. I mean, I like what people are able to do when they have like an emptier room like this, and then they manage to fill it out with like all sorts of stuff. So like this is just a one room place, but there's still tons of room And even if they wanted to, they'd be able to like let's say like close this off a little bit more and make it a little bit more tight if they really wanted to. But you know, there's still plenty of space to work with. So I think this is neat. Take a look at the Brook Nook. The Brook Nook. Are we talking about this one right here? Oh, you might be talking about this one right here. Okay, so this one includes. So this is just a normally empty shelf, but it's full of all sorts of little knickknacks. Some of these have been miniaturized. I mean, we got books here and everything, and then a fireplace for whatever the heck reason. But then we also have like a flag, and we have like all these little like trophies and stuff. That's cool. I can't wait to see people who. I'm sure at some point people will make like a diorama. So like, let's pretend, right? Like you make a big hallway, and then as you're going down this hallway, you're traveling through like the different eras of WoW's expansions, or like this particular player's like career, and then you can see all these different like accolades, or just like little reminders of like the expansions that they've been through, friends made along the way, and so on and so forth. But having something like this as well, to sort of like celebrate favorite parts of like your favorite expansion, or you know, anything that has like a particular significant memory to you, and it's yours, or you know, it belongs to this person, and it's a way for them to share that sort of thing with people who happen to be visiting. That's really, really cool. Yeah. So eventually, like, people are going to come up with their own, or they're going, or you know, WoW is going to have provide certain things that are like cool little reminders of like where you've been. So it's like it could be as simple as what do I remember? There's like there's an anima barrel that can be crafted. So just having something like that be there, just kind of as a reminder of like where we've been, what we've been through. Or if someone wanted to take like the eye in this off thing, you know, the things that come from the meta achievements, and they can be put onto like some shelf. That could be a thing too. You know, it doesn't have to be like all that big. Or what's the one from Shadowlands, the Torghast portal? That's the one that you get from the meta achievements for having done everything in Shadowlands. You know, it doesn't have to be like this big usable thing that becomes a set piece. It could just be like a little trophy that you just put right over there, and that would work. You know, some people who will probably say in the comments, "Oh, this house that you looked at, this one sucked." I'm like, I don't give a fuck what you think. The people who dared to like approach me and be like, "Hey, can you look at my place?" You know, they're already being brave enough, being like, "Yo, I'm going to put myself out there. I want to show off like what it is that I have." I think that's plenty good enough to qualify someone for me to like take a look at someone's house. I think at worst, like, I wouldn't take a very long look at stuff, because there isn't as much things to be like, okay, let's get a little technical and understand what they did here. All right, so today we're going to take a look at Dreyfus's place. And I'm pretty sure this is the same lot that I ended up staying at over in Founders Point. That's what this place is called, right? So we're going to take a look at what's going on here. Camera's off. I think we're good to go. And we kick it off with a cool makeshift flag. Haha! Way to represent, dude. This is from the country of steel padded door. Welcome. It's almost like you have to like set an appointment to check in, as if we're going into like a carnival or something like that, featuring robots and stuff. I don't know what's inside yet. We'll see what's going on, because it looks like the way I'm being welcomed in, like I'm checking in or something like that. We're checking into this guy. Otherwise, there is a pretty limited decor going on out here. It's almost like it wants to surprise me with what happens to be inside. But let's take a, do a quick walk around, see if there's anything else back here. Because otherwise, we have a pretty filled out roof with windows and what have you. But otherwise, very limited stuff. So let's see what the expression outside translates to inside. So Dreyfus says, think of this like a theater. This is the front desk. All right. So we come in, and it's looking limited on this first floor. So we climb up these makeshift stairs, which are hard to put together. I totally get how there's you know, maybe this thing will be closed off like later on, but I think they just want to express, hey, you're just going up like these stairs here, which is a good start. And as we go up, we enter this very fancy kind of like a loungy area that overlooks this bottom level. So we start off, we're kind of at this, I'm gonna think of it like this kind of suspended green room of sorts. And right now we're chilling, we're waiting for something to happen. That's cool. But then we cross over, right? We try to cross over into, oh, okay, now we're cooking. We're at like a live studio, dude. Dude, this is a comedy club. Hell yeah, man. That's sick. Ow, and we gotta, okay, so let's start off with the stage in the comedy club. So dude comes out, or it's like you know, one of those kind of lecture presentation sorts of areas. So you got folks that are like, they're vibing, chilling, waiting for the show to start. They're doing their thing. This is cool. We got plenty of lighting set up as well to make sure that we can illuminate the person on stage. Hey, and here's the master of the house right now. So we got our front row. Those folks are paying plenty for them front row seats. Let's see, the budget was, I don't think he answered on the, yeah, Dreyfus, let me know what your budget was on this one. Like how much of your thing did you use? And what level is your house, I guess? Like that'll kind of tell me what's going on. But anyway, to serve our guests, we have a cooking area here. Nice. And we have all sorts of things that are set up. So it looks like the shelf was filled out with, it looks like it's all default stuff. I don't think I'm seeing like anything like additional that's added, but it looks like it was kind of like shoved in to create the whole hanging shelf sort of vibe to it. Window on the side, we have some more hanging shelves to display some stuff. This is cool and also really morbid to have like a faucet over a coffin. It's almost like it's this sort of like thematic, you know, wanting to try and be like this gothic looking kitchen with some really distressing stuff. We have a very interesting cooking utensil in this kitchen setup. We have a bell to signal, bring, yo, bring people the food and all that. This is cool. I like this. I love the stage. The way the stage is set up is really, really cool. Because it's not just, and there's different kinds of couches that are set up here too. So like you have lower ones and then higher ones here with respect to, of course, the people up front. And we got extra pillows up front too. So like, here I am right here. You can't see my character right now. But yeah, if you don't want to, like, yeah, if this was higher, then that would cause problems, and then people would complain and be like, yo, fix your stuff, Blizz or Dreyfus. But we also have some lighting here too. Yeah, this is neat. This whole auditorium stuff. Now, is there anything back here? Okay, what's this door though? Maybe it's because this is sort of like a play. This is sort of like they just wanted to make a makeshift door to be like, oh, hello, that sort of thing. So Dreyfus says it's a take on improv theater. That's perfect. That's perfect. Now let's see what's in the back though. We have nothing in the back. Now that is improv. So the idea that I would have here would be like, okay, if you're doing improv theater, then back here in the backstage, you would have all sorts of like random like tools and knickknacks and whatnot that people would like bring up front onto the stage. Yeah, this is cool. This is very neat. Good job, dude. All right, so this time we're taking a look at Affinity's, I'm just gonna say Anne's house. This time we're actually in the Waukeia Shores neighborhood, which is probably full of all sorts of like craziness. But we're gonna start off here to a very tasteful, high-level location featuring water. Oh, that's cool. Okay, I see some techniques being used here. So we're crossing this moat here, which is very darling. And I'm not entirely sure like how the current water effects are going. There's like all sorts of different ways to achieve this effect, but you know, we're trying to pull off this whole running water sort of dealing. what will be a lot better is once we get like a higher decor limit outdoors, then and we'll be able to like line this up with like rocks and be able to obscure this like more to create a better effect. I think she's just working with what's given. But then we have all sorts of stuff. We have the windmill that's being used as instead like a water wheel. And then we have all sorts of other effects that create this whole, okay, this is like a rock fountain or just like a water source where the water is like just kind of flowing down and running across. This is neat. This is really, really neat. If you want to fill it in on chat and like how you achieve the water effect, that'd be pretty cool. That would be very nice. Otherwise, the I guess again due to decor limitations, like there's not a whole lot else that they were able to do here. But one thing I like about this particular lot, one thing I like a lot about it is that it also has like this back face here, so it helps to kind of like create this backdrop of the house that's like you can have the house feel like it's built into this rock face if you wanted to. But yeah, hopefully the higher decor budgets will come in at some point and we'll be able to take much better looks at these. All right, so as we go in, so this is interesting already because we have a side entrance instead of just like the front door. So we come in just like this, right? We come in just like this, although the game forces us to come in like this. We're greeted by a fountain with additional rocks to obscure it, some lighting, and we're greeted into like this pretty bright, welcoming opening area. So like this is where you come in and you're like, hey, what's up, dude? And then you first want to start off with like some Instagram pics, snap, take a few pictures here just to say that you're here. I'm just pretending that you like come in here and it's a guest list and whatnot. I'll comment on that staircase in a bit because I'm like, oh snap! But I at least want to like go down here, and I like this effect. I like what they did here, because instead of just creating like a narrow passageway, which you can just toggle with the customization settings, instead they went ahead with creating like this partially see-through, using the trellis here to make a see-through like preview of what's inside, and then they obscured it a little bit with some greenery and like the what looks like a flower pot of sorts here. Actually, no. I think this is like a built-in one, because I know that there's like a trellis that comes with one already included. I'm not sure if it's this one, but I know that there is one like somewhere in like the database. So anyway, let's go inside here and see what's going on. And we're greeted with animals. Dude. She made a dragon. That's so dope. What? She made Onyxia. This is so cool, dude. Wow. Okay, I'm blown away by this one. So they got the lighting effect to go in here to just kind of shoot out at Onyxia as if there's like a crack right here shining down on her. And these are like little curtain things. They're half curtains that are kind of hobbled together to make this. I don't know where the hell this thing came from. Where the hell did the eagle come from? Who cares? That's nuts, dude. I almost thought that was like her actually. But yeah, that's crazy. That's hella cool. I'm very wowed by this. So she has her like so behind the curtain, behind this, otherwise welcoming area is this death pit of sorts. Poor bird. That bird is cooked, almost literally. So we have like this boss room back here. Very good vibe. This is a very cool vibe. I would love to see what else is going on up here. So there's like some glowy things up there. Maybe we'll be there's a balcony up there. So I think we'll be able to take another look. But yeah, feed the beast, man. Feed the beast. Now what else is going on here? So a lot of these same materials are being used. These like leather-looking materials are being used to shape the whole body. It's a bunch of pillars, basically. A bunch of pillar-like items. And then this item here to kind of like emphasize the tail. This is really well done. Dude, how long did it take you to put this thing together, dude? And then a bunch of other smaller curtains to create the kind of feel of like a spiked back and all that. There's some kaiju stuff. Remember how we saw like the robot from the other time? This is a different level of coolness right there. Okay, now we got to see the rest of the place. Now it's like, okay, now what? So now we go to the staircase, which is very cool, but man, that dragon back there is just like, yeah, very, very cool. So in this case, now this also took a while to do. From the looks of it, the way that this is shaped and put together, you have like four of these like quarter circle things that are like put together over and over and over and over again to create this sort of illusion that that does work pretty well. And then it's followed by like these smaller sets here. So now it gets pretty tight. It's getting a little tight getting up here. But now that we're up here, we can overlook the madness down below. That's cool. Yeah. All these lights that like shoot over, and then what's this over here? So she used like so can I walk on these? I can walk on these. Okay, so now we have like this kind of floating path that's using these two. This is very imaginative. This is really, really cool. There's a lot of rocks that you threw down too to create this this kind of cave effect up here. Really cool. Now what else we got? Walking through here, we enter. Now we're at this upper level, by the way. We're in this upper level. We enter like this, what feels like a small square room, but it's being illuminated by stuff. And I think that's just the ground that's right there. But we go around and okay, nothing here because I'm pretty sure we're like pretty much out of budget at this point. But up we climb. There's still going to be some stuff to look at, I hope. So we're climbing. We get up here and there's nothing. To be continued because we're out of budget. I mean, there's a lot of fruit and doodads and what have you. Like this room is, that's mind-blowing. Like I gotta get some screenshots of this. I gotta do the thumbnail. I'm gonna do a thumbnail at some point, so I might as well try to get something now. Like, hello, Onyxia is back, and it looks like she's wearing like a coat, but really well done. And what else is used here? So, lampposts, glowy lampposts. These Jedi lampposts are being used as claws. I'm not entirely sure where the gem comes from. I just keep coming back here to all this, and then now I'm noticing the setup here where it's like, oh, okay, like whoever was set up here, they went boom, 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 let's summon Onyxia, and she's back for like the 11th time. Yeah. So what level is your house, Anne? I think you said it was like level 2, and you wanted it to be higher. And I know that's why you were stressing about wanting to have like even more. But level 2 houses, I believe, like 1,100 or so budget. Level 3 is 1,400. Level 5 is, I believe, 2,000. So it's going to get higher and higher and higher, and then it'll let you do, of course, a lot more with this. But this is very cool. I'm blown away by that. It was a hell of a surprise. At first, I was like coming down, I'm like, okay, this is cool. And then I walk into something like that, and I'm just like blown away. So it is level 2 house, and you said it's filled up. Yeah, I can tell. I can see why. That's some insane work that you put in there. So round 2 of taking a look at Lunary's place, like they said the exterior was bugged somehow. So we're only going to take a brief look outside. Although we do have a flight point set up. So that's what we saw from the earlier place. It was a flight point kind of thing that you can set up. I wonder if there's a wyvern thing that's like around. But, this is cool too. So we have gazebo on the side, and let's just take a quick glance at this. So it's all set up for us like some pretty chill hanging outs and all that. And then we're passed over to the back where we may or may not see stuff. But it is adorned with greens, to make it not feel as empty. And we do have a very tasteful entrance, you know, to make the, you know, entering this horde building a little bit more cozy, you know, with the trellises on the side and more of the hangy danglies right here to welcome us in. But let's see what's going on. All right, so we're immediately greeted with someone who's chilling inside already. So we go into the front door, let's hang some stuff, and this already feels like a very cozy way of coming in, because you're immediately warmed by the hearth nearby. There's some lighting that's coming in, but then, hey, if you want to just come in, chill, immediately vibe as soon as you walk in, cool. It's like you come in and then, like, you know, the kids are there, they're like, oh my god, daddy's home, and daddy's like, oh, I'm tired, leave me alone, I was killing dragons all day, it sucked, we were wiping all night. So this actually has a bit similar of a feel to a house that we were just looking at earlier, that had, you know, on the left side you had like a room that was here, but, you know, different shape, and the format's a little different. But here we have what's otherwise a more compartmentalized, or I guess like an organized smaller spot where you have like your kitchen as well as an eating area. We have this style of super stove that is also a fireplace, I believe, but then they also put both. It looks like both. This is both a stove and this is both a kind of a brazier and a fireplace put together to put together like this, you know, larger stove spot. We have the shelves that set everything up, so it's a good setup. Ooh, and hanging herbs. That's very cool. And there's herbs right here too. You can pick stuff right off the side here. Ha 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 ha. Now, it's more like an eating spot for like a single person that happens to be here, or like a prep area. Like, here's a person prepping stuff on this counter, but they're also drinking and having some snacks while they're doing it. But then when they're done, it's like, all right. Sit down, be quiet. Let's eat. And y'all get together. But it's also a place, it's not just a place for eating, it's also a place for just kind of like hanging out too. So if people are going to be like chilling here doing their thing, there are books to grab. There's some cool, tasteful decor up top here as well. I don't know where this stuff is from. And oh, there's dog bowls. Yay! And there's dog food, but they look like leaves. So it's like, hey, the dog was eating Frosted Flakes or leaves, you know. But still, from afar, perfect. Comes off really, really well. In fact, there are two puppies or cats, whatever. I'm gonna say puppies though. Puppies are great. But yeah, it's a dining room, but also a hangout spot, place to chill. Very cool. And of course, we're chilling here as well. Before we go to that other room, let's see what is going on in this room here, right? So as we enter a very cool bedroom. Yeah, this flows really, really well. This feels really natural. It's a very wide open space, but at the same time, you know, you come in here and then things start to really cozy up. And then there's another door here. Oh, goodness. So we climb up to this elevated level. Boom, boom. And we have like this very good nook that's put together. And this is all put together from one room. Here, let me go back here again. You know, this is all cut from one, pretty sure it's a medium-sized room. So walls were put up, you know, right from here. We go all the way across to create this enclosed space, and there might be more somewhere behind there. We'll go through there in just a bit. But yeah, back to this nook. We have a lot of folks love doing this. My parents have like a huge chest in front of their bed for like storing all sorts of stuff. I guess it's like a normal thing. I don't do that normally, so but we do have, you know, a two-person bed right here, but it's more like, you know, kind of a kid's room, a study room at the same time, because you got some cool cute adornments. You have the study area with books, place to relax, closet of stuff. Very cool. Very cool. And then up top, the lighting looks great. Have some more greens to add a little bit of color. And then let's go through this one. I don't want to forget about that other room, but I want to see where like this ends up taking us. So now we're in a hallway. So we're still not done. So there's more of this place that was cut out, and now we have a bathroom. We have a full bathroom. Nice, very nice, with window and vanity, sink, all the important stuff, except the towel. We have a towel. No, here's the towel. Just use that. I'm just kidding. We have everything that we need in like this one spot. So even like this space here is like, you know, a complete, mostly complete, you know, living area. But I really like this raised area. This was very tastefully done. Feels very, very natural. And then when we go back here again, notice how it's kind of cut off. So there might be like a lot of nothing back there, just like empty space. But it's not like you have to fill out everything with everything either. You know, you could just have things filled out with things that you need to have, and then otherwise cut off the rest, because it's not like anyone else is going to see it. So going back into the main room, I just noticed the windowsills here with the pottery and just missing some plants. We just got to wait for them to grow. That's all. No big deal. So then we go back here, and what do we get? We get to a pantry sort of area. Very cool. So plenty of stuff to store. I like how the shelf is also being used here, you know, because these are just shrunk down to like, you know, smaller, to smaller scoopable things that people will be picking up. But otherwise, it's also suspended, sorry, on top of this shelf here. Good theme too, because it has the whole natural look to it. And we can't, you know, everyone's got to have wine and grapes and what have you. This is really cool. Very, very cozy. I don't think I have like a favorite room or anything like that, but I just really like, I guess I was very taken in, first impression wise, from this setup here. It feels really, really welcoming, really warm, has just enough lighting to feel like the kind of screenshot that you'll see on like the main websites and stuff like that. You know, so really cool. I like this place a lot. I didn't miss any rooms, right? There's no hidden rooms. I was like, oh, you forgot about this thing. There's a dragon upstairs. There is another room. Okay, so I missed a room. I missed a room. Oh, how dare I? Wait, there's two things. Okay, so there's another thing. We got a secret passageway into another study. This is where all the evil experiments happen, but not really. They're just tastefully cool experiments that happen instead. But what else do we have? We have secret passages everywhere. But not really. Okay, I'm being goofy with that. It's just fun to play with that whenever people do this. I just like playing with all of them. Oh man, I think I did too much. Oh boy. Okay, there we go. It's all fixed now. But yeah, we have secret nook right back here. I really like the lighting here. The lighting, it works out really well, because it's not like there's like much here, but I guess it's more like the color tones just happen to match really well. Like the giant book, you know, that displaces things like only slightly, but otherwise, like you come in and the light that just comes off of these natural things here, it works really, really good. Now I want to take a look and see if there's like another thing. And no. Surprise. Like the crazy thing about housing is that like each place you go to, it might feel like an entirely different universe of stuff, because it's a different expression of a player. It's not like, oh, I'm going into this other WoW house necessarily. You're kind of like looking a little bit into the person behind it. And I don't know, that might sound like a bit much, but it's also like extremely true. You know, you have that sort of, you know, you're getting a glance into something that's not exactly WoW, but it is something that's very personal for the player. Not in an intimate way, but you know, you get a look at like who these people are. So here we are at Gromsan's place, and dude, he made like this modern house. Okay, so I'm gonna guess that the budget was you know, there's only so much we can do with the budget, so I'm not going to worry about that. This is just like kind of a facade. So let's just take a look at this from up front. This has that super modern style of house, you know what I mean? Like, someone who's crazy might want to put like words on here or a QR code or something like that. But it goes to show that I'd say, like, with the necessary budget, like Gromsan or whoever, they'll be able to create like these wild shapes and create like a modern style, like, you know, house in the real world style house that looks nothing like anything in WoW. It's just something that's so detached and unimmersive, but also still very, very cool. And that's kind of the whole point I'm trying to make here, is that you can have something crazy of this style, and the core limits, they're obviously limited, but it just shows a little bit of an example of what's possible. Because I mean, it's, you know, we're starting off kind of simple with the clipping here, as well as getting the shapes right to create this kind of overhead to basically skin over the original Alliance house. But then we see a lot of effort too. There's a lot that's going into this. So, you know, to create this sort of effect here, they took, you know, they took kind of like the circular shape, but sort of obscured it somehow to make it so that like you see some of the shape, but not like a whole lot of it. So I'm guessing this is like one of those quarter circle things, and it's just kind of twisted to create, you know, a less pronounced ovally shape and all that. I like how the overgrowth just happens to happen here because of the normal clipping. I have this kind of problem in front of my house, which is infuriating, but no offense to to the creator here. Can we see the back? Yeah, sure, we can take a look at the back. So what we have here, so nothing going on in the back. It's just like making it very clear as to like what's real and what is just being presented to us. So I'm going to focus on mostly this, right? And I think it's very cool. Now, even this took a lot of effort. God, I'm like gushing just over a freaking staircase, but even this like took forever. You know, setting these angles right and having it make sure that it doesn't like clip properly or doesn't clip weirdly or anything like that. And even then, like, you can see how like some of these, actually what's going on here, there's another one of these platforms that are used to fill out this space like a little bit more, because I think making it bigger would probably make it clip funny. So anyway, but yeah, really cool entrance. Ding dong. It's right over there. And now we just need to be able to like, somehow change the door to like a different color if we could. That'd be pretty awesome. If I recall, I don't think Blood Elf stuff is available for testing yet, and I'm hoping that in the next build we'll be able to see that. So we come in and we are greeted to, we see a lot of these, we're greeted to a very grand entrance, a grand kind of foyer sort of spot here, complete with the double doors. I see what's going on here, like, because it's being pulled off here, but then it's much harder to do here. But let's kind of explore like this other part of the room first. We got balconies up here as well, and the whole Blood Elf raised roof, so you can put like a nice big light setting here. Really cool. Really cool. Good way to come in. So let's go through the funny door, because these are just kind of like staring at me. And you know, I guess they wanted to make sure that all opens up in the same direction, because it'd be kind of goofy if it didn't, right? But here we have the banquet hall. Yeah. This is where all the guests are entertained. Very plainly. That's where the dog is, I can tell. Watch, I bet you. But yeah, we're greeted, and I'm guessing, you know, we might be hitting budget somewhere around here. But we're greeted to a presentation of, hey, bunch of guests. We all get together, we eat, we serve, we do stuff, we hang out. So, okay, what kind of room is this actually? So this looks like a regular, this is a small room, looks like. So it feels like this is a small room. These are being separated, and you know, this is the double doors were being made by making the entrance wide, but then closing it up with some beams, and then of course the doors. So what's on the other end here? This feels like kind of a waiting room as people are waiting to go nowhere. Nice. So, work in progress. Another room. Is this going to take me anywhere? Also no. Also work in progress. Okay, cool. It'd be funny if you could have like some sort of spray paint thing here that says whip or something like that, or delete me. I don't know. But let's go back into this room here, and then we'll see how this transitions over, because I want to see how to get upstairs. Somehow I'll be able to get upstairs here and see what else is going on. So we're greeted by a dead worgen, or a dead warg. Oh, this gets really cramped really fast. Oh, that's kind of cool. So here we have this like this kind of small room, and then it transitions into, I think, another room. I'm pretty sure this is another room, not just something that was made. But then I can't tell because these walls are like put in together to make it uncertain, which is cool. So now we enter like this kind of transition hallway where we go into any number of spaces here, and we'll see like where this ends up. We'll see where this ends up taking us. So now now I feel like I'm lost, which is really cool in a weird way. Because now I'm not really getting the whole orientation of like, okay, which kind of room am I in? And we have another secret passage. See, I'm getting in the habit of cooking stuff. But I always want to look out here first. So now we have kind of a hangout spot, kind of another waiting area to go into an office. Nope, we go nowhere. To be continued again. But instead, this is the real office, which takes us to a closet. Nice. I can't wait to see how this like can open up into like something else entirely. Yeah, because I like this. I really like this, how this is set up. Once we see it lead into like more stuff, that'll be really cool. So now we go here and we enter the vanity. So we have we kind of have a basic setup with fountain stuff to serve as a sink, another one to serve as, oh, this is tasteful. I like this one. So this is how they set up the bath. It all drains out. Very cool. Yeah. I'm very impressed by the layout of the space. Very impressed by the layout. Okay, so now we come back from like this main room, and now we can go up this new makeshift staircase. And they did, damn. Okay, so they did the whole, flowing carpet that goes all the way up, but they went through the trouble of placing down a rug for each and everything. This is not easy to do. Like I think you have to use advanced mode to pull this off, which is why it looks like it's kind of uneven. It's because it doesn't just clip like that. It's very, very hard to do. So this is a lot of effort that went into creating these steps, which also transition up. I like this. This is a good centerpiece to like walk up towards, and then we climb up. And there's a considerable effort that went into creating this spiraling staircase. We have rails here. So this is testament to like how a lot of people are going to end up buying a lot of fences if they want to have like guardrails or whatnot, if they're going to travel up multiple floors. These I believe are like cheapy weepies that you can just get anywhere, but then there's going to be like nicer ones that are out there that might involve crafting, other currencies and what have you. But this is a great way to get started. And here's the master of the house overlooking the rabble below. He looks like he's about to jump down and like stab someone. This is actually a boss room, not a not a greeting room. But we have this upper area, like I said, for looking at the rabble, the riffraff. But it's also a cool upstairs like gallery for if you're having a party. You have everything set up, tables and all sorts of stuff. Like, never mind like the meeting room over there. People are just gonna hang out because it's like the bank. This is just like a big party. Lots of music playing, lights going all around. But then what else are we led to? We're led to another balcony, so we can overlook like this area here. Heck yeah! And then you can like set up turrets and archers, and you just snipe everyone that comes in. If this was an FPS, I'm gonna guess that this is going to take us to an empty wall. Yep, to be continued. All right. Did I miss anything? Oh, what's this down here? A little perch to sit on? Yes, it is a little perch to sit on. Haha! Brilliant. I do feel like I'm in a boss room, and I am the boss. Very well done, dude. Very, very well done.